Hello and welcome to a special installment of Sports Reel, an edition dedicated to the Cameroon-Nigeria clash, a potentially explosive confrontation, football confrontation if you don't mind, pitting two African football arch rivals. It is fixed for 5 p.m. local time, and that means Cameroon time this Friday at the Oyo National Stadium in Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria. The second of the two back-to-back clashes will happen at the Ahmadu Ahijo Stadium in Yaoundé on Monday, September 4. Stay on as we begin unveiling our packages. First, with the adrenaline that's bubbling within both camps, that means within the camp of the fans, officials and players of Cameroon's national football team, the Indomitable Lions, idem for Nigeria, the Super Eagles. Here we go with bubbling adrenaline in both camps. We are starting with a couple of technical hitches, but then we wanted to show you how hearts are pounding both in Nigeria and Cameroon in the lead up to that big game. It happens this Friday, well, I'm not very sure if I got my days correct, the 1st of September 2017 at the Uyo National Stadium in Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria. Cameroon versus Nigeria. That's the first competitive game both sides will be playing since 2004. Remember, they met in 2015 in Brussels in Europe or in Belgium, but that was just a friendly. And the Super Eagles carried the day by 3-0. But let's find out what's happening in both camps, Cameroon, Nigeria. Here's the adrenaline bubbling. According to the history annals, Nigeria Super Eagles only seldomly suffer defeat in front of their home crowds. Yet, whenever the opponents are known as the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, the stakes automatically change.
The only thing that will make them to get results, winning Cameroon or any team that will come before them, is for them to have a teamwork, team spirit. And also from the coach, there should be what we call a motivational kind of talk, the player, and also encourage them.
Actually, we can still do more better. We should not look what happened against South Africa. That's football. That's just football. Football is a game of either lose or winning. But I know what happened the last time about South Africa. It will now give them more experience and encourage. What they did, they are wrong totally, but they can still win the match, I believe.
The coach, we need to do something. The players are playing variously they are playing individually in their various clubs. So if they can bring them together, let them play as one family. Let them play together, not playing as if I know what I want to play. I'm playing with you. That's just the spirit of football. Let the team work for them. That's all.
And as the countdown fast narrows to this Friday's match, the 3 FIFA 2018 World Cup qualifier, adrenaline is steadily bubbling within the ranks of the eternal football foes.
C'est une première pour moi et une première pour beaucoup de mes coéquipiers.
This time around, the battleground will be the Godswill Akpakpio Stadium in Uyo in Akwa Ibom State. In the lead up to the potentially explosive clash of the West African neighbors, football bookmakers say the chances are heavily tilting in favor of Cameroon. While the Super Eagles answered absent at this year's Africa Cup of Nations in Gabon, the Indomitable Lions went on to surprise the world by bringing home the token of victory.
Siani, pelota larga de Siani, Controla allí de Abubakar.
Ahí está.
Gol, 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 gol. Ha sido él. Ben Abubakar. Formidable. Gol de Camerún. Aquí está la Copa de África. Impresionante, se quedaron parados como si no valiera. Los defensas, el propio guardameta.
Camilla ahí también.
Roger Mila también en el banco con Samuel Eto'o. El gol de Camerún en los instantes finales. El gol de Camerún, ahí está Eto'o a su lado. Mila va a ganar Camerún su quinta Copa de África. Impresionante gol.
And that victory unlocked the doors for the squad, largely comprising untested no-names, to go rub shoulders with three of the world's best selections, including reigning global champions Germany, Australia and Chile at the Russia Confederations Cup last June. And though the Lions underperformed at the event, analysts agreed the gathering provided another setting for their Belgian coach Hugo Broos to fix mistakes in the team. And so, from January when they played and won the AFCON to June 2017 when they underachieved at the Confederations Cup tourney, the Lions have played a total 9 competitive games. On their part, over the same period, the Super Eagles, led by German trainer Gernot Rohr, played only one game at which they suffered a 0-2 home ground defeat at the hands of South Africa's Bafana Bafana in the 2019 AFCON qualifier.
And it's heading toward the goal. Just tap it in. It's the goal. And again, South Africa through the Super Sub.
Nonetheless, and despite the partially scraped confidence, the Super Eagles, who count a maximum 6 points from their first 2 World Cup qualifiers against Zambia and Algeria in Group B, say they are leaving no stones unturned as they fold sleeves to welcome the indomitable Lions at Uyo on September 1.
We have a good situation in our group. The results are good, but we must make better always progress. When you don't progress, you regress. So we want to find better players, we want to have better team, we want to have young players, so we want have players who are playing in the clubs, and this is now the moment to help them to find perhaps clubs.
They will then travel to Yaoundé for the return leg game 3 days later on September 4 to confront the indomitable Lions, who have only 2 points to write home about from their first 2 qualifiers against Algeria and Zambia. Even so, and going by trickling reactions, the Nigerians remain wary, especially when they look back at the final of the Africa Cup of Nations in 2000, when the Lions rubbished all forecasts to inflict injury on the Eagles and lift the trophy at the National Stadium in Lagos.
It is a very crucial game. You are as good as qualifying for the World Cup if you win. And if you don't win, it's as good as saying no 2018 World Cup for you. So it's a very, very crucial game, not just because of the points, also because of the rivalry that exists between Nigeria and Cameroon. So it's a must-win game for us.
Only the group leaders will book a place for Russia 2018. So the last guy you saw there in the yellow shirt is actually the spokesperson for the Nigerian Football Association, the NFF, which logically means Nigerian Football Federation. I'm not very sure why they call it Association, though. But then, if you ask my opinion, I would tell you that he was very modest in the way he analyzed the situation. Because I bet you, if you talk to a couple of Nigerians, both in Cameroon, from where we're broadcasting, or across the border in Nigeria, about what will be the outcome of Friday's game, I am certain 80 to 90% of them will say, Otofiakwa. What does that mean?
That would mean, God forbid.
God forbid. Welcome, Mokum.
Thank you very much, Divine. And
it's such a pleasure to have you, Thomas.
Thank you.
What's your feeling about the game? What's your take? Who's going to win?
It's going to be a very tough one. The match is going to produce fireworks. First, Nigeria is the 38th in the recent classification. Cameroon, the 35th. What is separating them? I'm talking about the FIFA classification.
Three ladder rungs.
Ladder rungs. Nigeria is topping the Group B with 6 points. Cameroon has just 2. Nigeria was able to win Algeria 2-1. Nigeria was able to win Zambia 3-0. But these two countries, we have been able just to draw with them 1-1 on either side. So it's going to be very, very difficult. And I see the possibility of Nigerians defeating the Indomitable Lions at their own backyard at the Godwill Stadium in Oyo in Nigeria.
You know why I'm rubbing my left eye? Whenever I feel like I'm impressed, I do this. It's natural. But I'm very impressed considering that we just, pulled you out from something else you were doing. Yeah. And you have this very brilliant analysis of the situation. Mm-hmm. Now, some people say Cameroon actually won the Africa Cup of Nations this year. And that, the balance tilts in favor of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. They've played 9 matches ever since they won the cup in January to June when they participated at the Russia Confederations Cup. Nigeria have only played 1 official match at which they lost, like you heard in the report, to the Bafana of South Africa by 0-2 in their own backyard at the same Uyo Stadium. Does that tilt the balance in the favor of Cameroon?
Football, I've always said, is not history. It's not because it's not because you.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's not because you are the current African leaders that you think that you are going to defeat the Super Eagles of Nigeria just like that. No, you need to put practical things in place. Let me also.
What some of those practical
things? Let me also say our coach, we started training just only on Tuesday. Out of the 23 players called to come by head coach Hugo Broos, just 10 made it to come on Monday, and it's been said proper preparation prevent poor performance. We shall be leaving for Oyo today without properly preparing. So I see everything in the favor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
We are playing with a team that's largely composed of the foreign-based professionals. You have only one, Pangop France from Union Sportive of Douala, which means he's the only home-based man in the 23. These are professionals. They don't need to come and train in Cameroon, right? They've been training abroad.
Professionals in different league, we need that cohesion. We need to understand each other.
That's why I was talking about 9 matches, because when they play the 9 matches, the core of this squad are those players who played those 9 matches. Apart from France, Pangop.
France,
and Tolo Nohu from the US.
That will not
the
change.
Rest are basically the same people. Right?
That will not change the fact that you have new players, you have new blood injected into the team. If you got the coach Hugo Broos, where we won the African Cup of Nations 2017, he said the Indomitable Lions were a group of friends. We need to understand each other to be successful when it comes into the world of football.
And of course, recently at a news conference in the capital Yaoundé, he actually said that he thinks that a couple of players have not been really playing their role, and that he thinks Cameroon needs a severe coach to be able to inject discipline in that team. A team you invite 23, only 10 make it for day 1 of the preparations for such a crucial game. I think it's going to be a decider. But right now, let's take you across the border to Nigeria and find out what people in the streets of Africa's most populous nation think about what will be the outcome of Friday's game. Here we go.
What I think there is that Cameroon is a great team. They can play very well. But we as a country, we need to unite together and focus. Nigeria also in their squad, they can also do fine. But me, I strongly believe that the scores is going to be 3-0. But Nigeria is going to deal with them in that next match. And also on Tuesday game, which is in Cameroon, I know that I thought we are going to see a draw with them in that match.
The squad is strong enough in the sense that they are still the same players we have been using that has carried out the same previous matches, and we have won crucial games and both home and away. So I believe with those in camp, they'll be able to do very well. And I mean, being that I've seen them playing in their various clubs doing well, and also I believe with that spirit they were able to carry out the game without even a doubt that definitely will win the match. Probably with the way we'll see the things, Cameroon too are the current African champions. So with that, I will just say 3-0 is it's good for us.
I think so, but I don't know if I can vouch for them though. But though I feel we've got more average player in our team, but with a team as vigorous as Cameroon, we could pull out a stunt. But I don't know if we'll get a ticket. That's it. I don't know if we're going to win the game. The game is going to be a dicey one. And for John Mikel Obi, he's a reliable player, and hopefully he'll do his best. But you know, it's a teamwork. If they can pull heads together and coming with different players, new team with a new coach, and I don't know, but I think it's going to be a dicey one. That's what I think.
I believe, because I believe in my country, that no matter what, they will win, and they will be the one to come back home with glad, and they'll give us more. They'll even reach our expectation. I believe that Nigeria will win this Cameroon, and I'm sure that if we Nigeria can keep having faith on them, they will win and they will come back home with happiness. And by the special grace of God, I'm very sure Nigeria will give them 4-2.
Well, honestly, I believe that if we plan well, train well, and up our game, like, we should be able to beat them. Because I don't really know much about football, but I don't see Cameroon on our level, so to say. So I believe we should be able to beat them.
No, I have 70-80% assurance, because I see the defender and the midfielder and the attacker that he invites. I'm very happy for what the coach did. But I trust we are going to catch them out. We are going to beat them 3-0.
Yeah, I believe with all the effort they are making, I have seen their squad. They are capable of beating Cameroon. I know they are going to do it once again. As they do during the time of Kanwan coach had them, all of them succeeded, which will carry the cup. I know this time around we are not going to fail our country. They are going to do what the main thing that we are expecting to do.
They can try and actually win the game. I don't know about. I actually watch football, but I don't really go deep into football. But from what I know, I think Nigeria can try their best, and I actually believe they can actually beat them if they try. They can beat Cameroon. The outright victory is not actually sure, because we don't know what Cameroon has in stock for Nigeria. But all we're saying is, people are coming in. Mikel Obi, Victor Moses, they are coming in. That doesn't mean that even if they work, Cameroon is not planning something too.
I will say that they can do that based on we have what it takes to win Cameroon for the match, you get? But on the other hand, they have to warm up to know that they are facing a very difficult team as well, you get? Because Cameroon is not a team that you can just beat like that, understand? So they have to, warm up themselves, and they have to have a lot of training in order to defeat these people. We are talking about Cameroon. And I wish them luck, and I believe that my country, Nigeria, is going to do well for the match they have to play with Cameroon.
Yeah, with the life of Mikel Obi and the Igalo, those people, they have fighting spirits in Super Ego. I believe strongly they will win that match by 2 goals.
The truth of the matter is that the players, for me, they are topping the football. I wish them best of luck. But I don't have interest in watching Nigerian football because the NFA has failed the country. They don't want to organize the match fine. All these young players, or most especially the coach, that we are supposed to be carrying the people along. Maybe because of saying no, give them bribe or something of that nature, they're not going to allow the person to continue. You see everything scattered. So for me in particular, I don't have interest in watching that their stupid match again. To me, it's stupid. I don't have, because they will always kill my interest.
I believe that Nigeria will triumph over Cameroon because I know the players are comfortable in their own set of mind, that they believe that they are capable to defeat the Lion of the to me, I believe Nigeria will defeat Cameroon 3-1.
The Eagles must indeed come all out, on home soil in New York on the 1st of September to indeed declare their intention against the African champions, which is very, very key at this point in time. The way things are going, I feel the Super Eagles have got the edge, playing on home soil, having 6 points, psychologically going into that encounter. I think the Eagles have got the edge.
And so that was a couple of Nigerians voicing their perspectives out there. That was on the street of Lagos, on the streets of Abuja, and of course at Uyo, where that game is going to hold 5 p.m. Cameroon time this Friday, September the 1st. And you're watching a special edition of Sports Review. Special because it brings a focus in the lead up to that big game. Remember, every time Cameroon and Nigeria have a date, it's always a date with destiny. I want to ask you once again, Thomas.
Yeah.
The Nigerians you listen to, many of them seem to me to be speaking from their hearts and not speaking with their heads.
Speaking from
everybody's gone for Nigeria 2-0 or 3-0 or something.
Just like myself, I'm going in for the Nigerians because putting statistics together, they are better placed than us. They have
why better placed? FIFA rankings, they're behind Cameroon. They were absent from the 2017 Africa Cup of
Nations. Group classification, they are 4 points above us. Let's be practical. But I don't want to speak for my heart. I want to speak for the mind. Let's see how Friday encounter at 5 p.m. is going to look like. It's only after the 90 minutes when the man in black must have sounded his last whistle that we are going to conclude. Football, like I said, is not history. It's not statistics that you start thinking that okay, because I defeated you at the away leg, I'm going to do same during the return match. It's not history.
Cameroon actually played the draw with the Algerians, and Nigeria welcomed them at Uyo and spanked them 3-1. 3-1.
Yeah. And
the same thing with Cameroon and Zambia. Zambia a draw, and Nigeria went
and trashed them 2 goals to 0. If you want to look at all these teams, you see that we are at risk. I added the fact that you call players to come, they will not come. Just 10 could appear out of 23, with the fact of FIFA normalizing, bringing psychological disturbance to.
Should that disturb professionals? That's not their business. The coach says he would have loved to have a reaction on that. I mean, Coach Hugo Bruce, he would have loved to make an official reaction on that, but he says it's not his business. His business is guiding these boys to go and play. They're actually professionals.
Whether you like it or not, as a professional, you are first of all a national, and national issue can disturb you psychologically.
Isn't that normalization good news? We're actually going to come to talk about the government of Cameroon saying it's now hostile towards FIFA's decision to impose a normalization committee on the management of Cameroonian football. But isn't it good news for Cameroonian football that's been dragged along in the mud for this long?
If Tombi Aroko Sidiki in his reign as a president, we could grab the 2017 African Cup of Nations, it was good. But the process to his election was wrong, according to Abdurrahman Baba Hamadou. The process was wrong because immediately when the former president was dragged to court for embezzlement, it was the vice president, John Beginning, the former minister of transport, who was to see election for a new president.
Would you love to see John Binder come back to Fecafoot as president, for example?
I know
where you come from. Honest, yes. You come from Bamenda.
Bamenda, yeah.
To face the facts. John Binder is from the same area.
He's from Santa. I don't want to see any of those old booms into Fecafoot. I want young blood to be injected into the system to, if not, why not footballer? As we speak, Samuel Eto'o yesterday went to Yaoundé for consultation. He's a personal friend to the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino. I think maybe
should we look at friendship strings attached to this thing at this point in time, or should we go in and say we want to overhaul and redo the management of Cameroonian football for the betterment of all of these young people who's lost hope in all other aspects in life and only looking for football as the way out?
If I want to say football for footballers, politics for politicians, Samuel Eto'o, just like Jeremy Jitap, are better candidates. Let's forget about.
Should Eto'o, for example, be placed at the helm of the committee?
If possible, let me give you another example. Abuba.
You didn't answer the question. Should Samuel Eto'o be placed at the helm of the normalization committee?
The normalization committee will also have some political aspect of it. Samuel Eto'o is not a very good politician. I want somebody who is young but who can understand the politics of football.
And that's why some people say that Cameroon's football going in the wrong direction is wholly as a result of the injection of politics in the beautiful game. Now, Jean Lagrasse Fandio is on the machines alongside Emmanuel Bivika on the cameras. And let's take you to Yaoundé because we're talking normalization of Cameroonian football and tell you exactly what the government thinks and what it is actually doing.